Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and before we get going, I want to remind everybody, Link2 still has some Ripple equity on the platform. They kind of sell out and then reload on occasion, and they've been doing that over the weekend, I guess. So go check it out. Link2, my sponsor, linqto.com. If you want to check it out, accredited investors only. All right, check this out. This is what, write it down, folks. I will bet you that the current administration will finally decrease interest rates leading into the November election. This is standard stuff. They try to pump up the economy and make it look like it's healthy leading into an election so people feel like things are either better or getting better. This is how they roll.
To put this in Olympic terms, but I think of
and they get their CNBC
board of
propaganda friends to start helping to promote it.
And sort of as the judges, if you will, of all this, Roger. And we're trying to understand what we may hear. I assume we'll hear nothing for now, but the last time we spoke, you felt things were getting good enough to cut rates. The question I would ask you is whether you think that comes before or after the election at this point.
Well, first, bonjour, I must say. Look, I think the cut probably comes in September. It's what the market is priced in. I think the data on balance would support that. And if they're not going to do it, they're going to have to signal pretty clearly and push back hard against the market. So count me in the camp of many that September's are likely the first move.
See, that would cause everything to boom, including crypto. And I think this is the play. This is what they'll try to do. Here is Trump again. This is another clip where he's saying he's going to free Ross Ulbricht.
Today, I repeat my pledge to commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of time served. It's enough. It's enough.
Man, Trump is saying all the right things. Look at this. John Deaton, remember the Winklevoss brothers gave $1 million to the super PAC being run by Meta Lawman, and I think my understanding is that that money kind of can go to John Deaton, or at least some of it. So John's here taking a picture of these guys. As I recall, these guys are about 6'5", big old dudes. All right. And then, look, this is it right here, folks, because if you've been here for a while, you know that it's always been, oh, they'll never use it for bank. They'll never use XRP. The banks will never use them and all that stuff. Well, what is pretty obvious and common sense is that it wasn't going to happen overnight if you're trying to do something like replace SWIFT. This is it's Eric Van Miltenberg from Ripple. This is a great clip so you understand the big picture and how this has evolved.
Cool. Eric, you wanted to jump in?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an evolution, right? This is not going to happen overnight. I mean, we've been in the business of doing this for many years. We have 300 plus customers that are using Ripple's technology to facilitate cross-border payments. And when we would walk into a financial institution, usually a larger bank, let's say 5 years ago, we couldn't utter the word, digital asset or XRP or stablecoin. It's like, we'll never touch it. We're not going to do it. Never talk about crypto. That has changed dramatically. But at the time, we weren't going to force fit it. And so we'd focus on elements of the solution we could solve. We started with solving the messaging problem. So, many people here, I'm sure, are familiar with SWIFT. It's been around for 50 plus years. Not a lot of change until very, very recently. And so we created a better messaging system that allowed, cross-border messaging to happen, much more quickly, highly reliable. That didn't really address the liquidity problem of you needed to, in the old correspondent banking system, park funds in correspondent banks around the world. So when a payment was made, money really wasn't moving cross borders. It was already sitting where it needed to be. It was a hugely inefficient use of capital, right? You had trillions of dollars sitting in correspondent banking in nostro accounts, as they called them, and waiting for payment instructions. So then we used a digital asset. We focused on XRP as this bridge currency, again, not trying to replace fiat on either side, but it's just trying to make the movement of the capital move at the same time the message moved. So again, a not a replacement of the old system, well, in some ways a replacement of what a lot of SWIFT was doing, but it's still largely the same end user experience. And I really agree. It doesn't matter to the end user, be it a business or a consumer or whatnot, what's happening underneath the hood. It's just, if it's faster, if it's more reliable, I can get over the weekends versus waiting for a weekday. And if the costs are lower, that's really what matters. And so it's working with sort of the established players to make sure that they're realizing the benefit of the blockchain, oftentimes without needing to become experts themselves, sort of abstracting that away and allowing them to realize that benefit is a core focus of ours.
You can see what's happening. Now check this out. This was a tweet. It's like a reminder tweet. That latest update, Judge Torres to make final ruling in Ripple versus SEC case. Per XRP attorney Fred Rispoli, Judge Torres is expected to reveal the decision on remedies before the end of July. Fred Rispoli expects Judge Torres to rule on remedies by July, possibly even on July 13th or by July 31st at the latest. Today is July 29th, folks. See where this is going? Okay, now I want to show you this. Here's from Dark Defender. Here's your updated structure on the daily time frame. XRP is ready to break the triangle within 24 hours, not financial advice. This was sent out today. Break the triangle within 24 hours. And then this one was interesting too. Attention XRP holders. It took 21 days after the first apex was broken for XRP to really get going before doing approximately 60,000% in 2017. Arguably, we are almost at the same exact point. Linear charts have us 3 days post apex, 18 days before euphoria kicks in. So people are seeing things. Now, this is interesting right here, folks. That one of the three companies Kamala Harris spoke to in the USA about crypto was Ripple. Coinbase, Circle, Ripple. Check this out. Campaign seeks to reset with crypto companies. Right here it says, members of the vice president's team have contacted people close to crypto companies about meeting in recent days, said 4 people with knowledge of the matter. Those include leading exchange Coinbase, stablecoin company Circle, and blockchain payments group Ripple Labs, 2 of the people said. Then I'm here with Cameron Winklevoss and Caitlin Long. Beware the big bluff. Harris and her advisors are in the process of working on a reset with the crypto industry, being respectful of the vice president's time. Let's be crystal clear here. Kamala Harris, please don't bother unless you're prepared to take swift, bold, and concrete action. You can't burn bridges for 4 years and expect to rebuild them with words alone. As President Trump astutely pointed out this weekend at the Bitcoin conference, we are a high IQ industry. We will not fall for any bluffs, and we will not be swayed by what you say. We will only consider what you do. You and your party retired Joe Biden sitting president, which means you can definitely retire Gary Gensler before November. Show us what we can be. Then Caitlin Long says, and fire the instigators of Operation Choke Point 2.0 as well. Gensler is just one part. The 3 instigators of Op 2 who are still working insidiously to debank the law-abiding companies in the space need to go. Those are the people that Elizabeth Warren planted in the White House, folks. I happen to be on Team Charles Gasparino here. So a Kamala Harris administration is willing to break with Senator Warren, who appointed Gary Gensler. Believe that, and I have some FTX to sell you. That's kind of where I am on this, folks. These people, look, how many things has this administration lied about for the last 4 years, including that the president had a sound mind? They lied for over 4 years while somebody ran the country. That alone disqualifies these people from being anywhere near the White House. And Kamala was one of the lead liars on that. Once you know someone's a liar, what else is there to talk about? All right. And then our old buddy Mike Novogratz is popping up on the Bankless, which is actually the JP Morgan podcast, because they're big Ethereum guys.
Week. It's been a busy year. I want to start with this question with respect to like where we are in the trajectory of crypto, because I feel like you've played a pretty key role in preaching. Let's call it.
You've played a key role in market manipulation and making money off information that the rest of us don't have. That's what you played a key role in.
Good word of crypto to traditional investors. I don't know how you're feeling these days, 2024. Are you still feeling like a prophet in the wilderness, like evangelizing to people who thought you were crazy? Like how?
Prophet. Remember Dimes to Donuts, where he just happened to know what was going to happen at the SEC over ETHgate before it happened? He happened to know what Bill Hinman was going to say. That's not a prophet. That's someone with insider knowledge.
Feel this time around?
In some ways, I almost feel like, my mission or my contribution is getting long in the tooth.
Yeah?
In that, how many times can I hear the same bald-headed guy tell the Bitcoin story or tell the prospect of the promise of crypto? We're at the launching pad. I started this expression, the herd is coming, and I was about 5 years, 6 years, 7 years too early. They're here. We've had the first ETF with Bitcoin. Now we've got the Ethereum ETF. We have a huge change of heart around the politics of crypto.
Oh yeah, we have a huge change of talk around the politics.
Coin Nashville conference is going to be electric. Donald Trump is the great opportunist who says, "Hey, they're 10 million single issue voters. I want them."
Yeah,
and so there is rumor he is going to announce a strategic reserve for Bitcoin. I think that would make the price go significantly higher.
What?
Who would have thought in the wildest dreams? And all of a sudden, listen, I don't know if he will. I haven't seen his speech. I know Kennedy is speaking before him. He's very pro-crypto.
Okay, you get the point, folks. He's full of crap when it comes to his political leanings on this thing. He can't drag himself. Look, you got to understand, a lot of these people have been benefiting from all of this, being insiders with all these Democrats that have been in power, and he's one of them. That's the reason he won't go away. That's the reason Scaramucci won't go away, is because they probably, there's probably too much dirt on these guys by these Democrats, if I had to bet. If I was a betting man, that's why they can't leave. Remember, Scaramucci was up to his eyeballs in FTX. Mike Novogratz has been up to his eyeballs in everything that these bad guys have been involved in. So there's got to be a price to pay to have all the information and be on the inside of all that. Remember, we've witnessed in crypto, that's what we've really been watching, is a bunch of people making billions of dollars with information that you and I don't have. Don't forget all the insiders on FTX from the White House, Congress, everywhere. Remember how Gary Gensler wouldn't touch FTX? He never went after him at all. He was meeting with them. Then when CZ Binance took him out, all of a sudden the fraud was exposed, and all of a sudden the government has to go after him. Remember all that? All right, check this out. Ryan Selkis is correct. Black pill moment for a lot of people. They tried to kill Trump and are now attempting to cover it up and move people along to the next distraction. When you see this is how you know, folks. They don't even want you to see it. All right? So, and they don't want me talking about it out here, so I'm not going to. We're going to talk about it in DAIXRP.com. I'm going to blow your mind with some of the new video that's come out in the last 48 hours. This right here is the most mind-blowing stuff that I think I've shown from a lot of this. Whoa. And I've got so much of it that I may have to break part of it up into the next video too. I'm a digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go. You better be ready.